Yo,
What's good? Good morning, man. Good morning.
how you living?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you?
Feeling like a gangster as usual. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it today because we got a hard stop, and we need time to talk about what we're gonna talk about. So of course we got G. What's up, G?
Good morning. Good morning.
How you
Good boy.
living?
I'm good. I'm good. Another day to get better.
Look like you're getting a little bit skinny again.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sore as hell from yesterday,
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
which is a good thing. So I appreciate
What
it.
what part of your body is the most sore?
You know what? My shoulders are sore from those press,
Yeah.
and then my core is sore, calves are sore, everything, full body. You did a good job yesterday. You did a good job yesterday.
I'm
For
dying
sure.
out here.
I'm dying in this country.
And then we got since we on the topic, Yo told us that he don't work out unless he go to the gym because he needs to sweat when he work out.
Not me. Let's be clear. We're not talking
That's
about
me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome. How you doing? My name is KP. How you doing, guys?
Mr. One
Yeah,
No
and
Smoke.
and you got a witness over here saying he's sore in the mug, but yeah, KP ain't gonna sweat. All right, KP.
I'm here, man. I'm here. I will piggyback off G. Like I was looking through some of the photos last night. You got skinny, G. That little photo on the little top of the steps. You look like the boy Jason, man. You skinny, man. You skinny.
We're gonna post it. It's gonna be on IG soon.
Hey, did you see how confident he was? Yo, he
Yeah,
hit
right.
just like once you see that lean back to the chin grab, I was just waiting for that.
KP, that's the Ava model pose.
That's it.
I don't know about that yet. Yeah.
Yo, they're gonna see it. They're gonna see it.
I know he gonna have the Rock, him and Ava, the people's eyebrow they be doing.
Yeah.
Genetics.
Same face, yo.
Like,
All right,
are you mad? Are you thinking? Which one? What are you doing, boy?
Both.
all right.
Both of them.
Another one, full body soreness.
Yeah, Miss Debbie.
That's that 45 seconds.
That's the original. That's week 1 and week 2.
And real quick, before we change topics, let's let them know what we're talking about. Just because some people may be watching this but not know what else we got going on.
Well, first, we believe that it's very, very important to take care of yourself. I didn't even plan this, but shout out Mason. All right, movement is self-care. So we work out. Well, a good amount of us work out every day. Every day. Like in the past over 2 years, I probably missed like 3 days out of 900 or whatever. And many of them are on Instagram for social proof. So while we're working on these programs, my fault. What's up, Dad?
Yo.
How you living, Dad?
Man, good. Happy Sunday.
Good. But while we're working on these programs, we in like this dead spot because we working on some things that ain't quite ready yet. So for me, like I just get a little antsy. So I hit KG. I was like, yo, let's start broadcasting workouts. We already doing it. So we came up with Saturday morning. So for the past 6 weeks, every Saturday morning, we do a workout, I guess from like 8 to 10 for real. Like it's almost 2 hours. And not just the workout, because in the beginning, like working out is important for your body. But like the shirt says, there's a lot of things that come with taking care of yourself that you get from working out. And the biggest thing I would say is you get discipline and you get the ability to prove to yourself over and over that you can do difficult things. So when those times come up in life, it's something you already do. Like with all the advice that we give to people, the one thing that people listen to and don't do is the physical part. They want no smoke with the working out. Everybody will start a business. All you gotta do is pay the $250, you got a business. And no, I'm not talking to KP. I saw your eyes, KG. I'm talking to people. All right. Everybody got a business. All right. Some people will do the workout. A lot of people don't. And then very, very few people read. But we believe working out is just a part, it just makes everything better. So we'll teach you things about the non-physical benefits of working out before we work out, so you can keep that on your mind throughout the process. Because we believe that if you know why, you'll figure out how. And then at the end, we leave a window of time for reflection. Everybody seems to get something very, very powerful from it that almost has nothing to do with working out, either about the community or the lesson we gave them, or just the fact that we're looking out for them, or just the fact they ain't worked out in days, weeks, years. That's the first time they worked out. All right. So we're building that community for free. And you get to work out with a trainer, KG. Yesterday was professional athletes on there, down to
Seventh graders.
Middle schoolers, yep.
Who just now getting into sports, right? And what, 50-something-year-old women, like
60-something.
60-something, the whole gambit. You feel me? So we're just building that community. So come join us Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock. I posted, or we all posted on try to about on Thursday to give you about 2 years, but we're doing it every Saturday. Like we'll tell you if we're not. And you hit the DM one of us, and we'll send you the link every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. All right. And I'm kind of happy that we started like this, because I ain't tell y'all, but we're not gonna do the typical call today. It's still gonna be about money, but not the typical. Because we don't even really gotta do that no more. We do that every day in the group chat. And this is, I know it's for other people, but something I learned about investing that I believe us on the call, as well as whoever watches and is watching now, needs to get. So I'm gonna pull my screen up. All right, some friendly reminders. Please follow us. Tell other people to follow us. Hit that share button. Instagram, Facebook. I wish we could change the name, but we can't. Facebook and YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, follow. Tell somebody. Tell your mom. Tell your dad, your brother, your sister. Tell everybody. All right, because our number one mission is to serve. And we do a lot of this for free. And as we learn, information is more valuable than anything you can get, because you need the information to do X, to do whatever. You need the information. So information and inspiration, we want to spread it to as many people as possible. But not just you, spread the word. So we have tutoring and mentoring, of course, professional skills, academic skills. 3 of us are teachers. G is like a corporate teacher, whatever you would call that, teach you your professional skills as well as Pizzle, tutoring and mentorship, Game 7 Academy. And of course, shop with us. That's about to undergo some changes, but it's not going nowhere. All the clothes you can get, Game 7 shop. Yep, I'm throwing curveballs. What's your mom say, G?
She ain't me back yet.
Okay.
And then, I might try to give her a call.
Yeah, call her. And then what we were talking about for the Saturday mornings, that's part of our goal line program. So physical and mental fitness geared towards student athletes, but we believe you should be a student athlete for your entire life. You may not get on the court, but you got to compete with yourself for your whole life. All right, so let's talk money. So something I noticed, and probably KG can highlight from doing like the most mentoring and teaching work with us, is that a lot of times people will come to us and be like, yo, I need help. Or yo, my son, my daughter, my aunt, my uncle, my mom, my dad, somebody, they need help. Help me. I like what y'all doing. I see y'all messages. I know for a fact that you're spending time doing it because you keep showing it. So I could imagine what you're doing when you're not on camera, when you're not posting. All right, cool. Come on. So we'll meet with them, right? And most of the time for free. Usually the people that do come to the cost, they don't come back. Cool. That's fine. Most of the times for free. And we start off hot, right? We'll put them in a little group chat, me, KG, and them, or me, whoever in them. We'll send them some links. We'll send them a guide, and we'll talk to them, whatever the case may be, right? And this goes on for like a week. And what we used to do, we would stay on people. Stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. But that got too draining. So we got to the point, it's like, we only going to stay in the mix with the people who show they want to be in the mix. Right? And most people don't stay in the mix. They give up. I don't mean quit on their life, but they give up of getting to that next level. They give up using us. Like they reach out to us, they see what we ask of them, which ain't that much, just to be a healthy person more or less in the beginning. And they fade off. And it happens like all the time, right? So I was just taking some time to reflect, like, and that's always been something that infatuated me. If it isn't obvious, it's like, why do people think the way that they think, and why do they do the things that they do? So I was like, how did we get here having a stock market podcast, however many weeks it is in a row now? Like, how did we get here? So I took some time to evaluate that and kind of put a concept behind it. So my job, I'm a math teacher in DC. And we have this evaluation program called Impact, right? And Impact is more or less the principal or whoever one of your superiors are, right? 3 times a year, they come and watch your lesson and they give you a grade. They very, very rarely come see you teach any other time. They very, very rarely see the kids in your class in that context, like in your class, right? And they may or may not have ever taught what you taught, right? But they get to give you a grade. You also get graded on your commitment to the school community, which has nothing to do with teaching. Do you do the extra stuff for free? Do you do clubs? Do you show up here? Like, do you do extra stuff? Are you committed to the community or just your job, right? And test scores. What kind of scores did the kids get in the subject that you teach? And they put all of that together, and there's a highly effective rating, an effective rating, and an ineffective rating, and maybe like a super bad one under that. I'm not sure. There's got to be one under that. But my first year full time, I got highly effective. Right, I got very, very good grade. Oh, and student surveys. The students take surveys on if you're a good teacher. Do you got classroom management? Do you got all this kind of stuff that the students evaluate you on, right? So my first year, I did good. I did great. I got highly effective. My first year full time, I got highly effective. And I got a lot of points from the test scores because the teacher before me the year before had quit. So the students didn't have a teacher for a substantial part of the year, So I was coming in like dealing with them from a lower level. It's like I caught the stock at a great price. It didn't have to grow that much for it to grow. You feel me? For me to get a return. So I got that. And since I taught in one of the toughest schools, I got the biggest bonus. I got a $20,000 bonus. So I'm like, all right, that's dope. Like, all I got to do is teach and really motivate the kids more than teaching them because they're capable. With the kids I was working with, it wasn't their knowledge, it's just they wasn't willing to do the work, which is the whole root of why we even have this organization, right? Because I started teaching them things. So I started getting better at becoming a teacher. There's a lot of politics and stuff, as KG knows, as Devin knows. But through the years, my scores started going down. So the next year, all my scores went up. So I was like, I'm getting that 20K again. And if you get it 2 years in a row, your salary automatically goes to like 120 G's, right? So I'm like, I'm about to make 120. All my scores is higher. I'm just waiting on my test scores. Right? My test scores wasn't as high. So I got effective. I didn't get highly effective. I think I got like a 1K bonus, if anything. I don't even think I got one. So I'm like, all right, I gotta help the kids do better on the test. So I went to a new school, right? I had an administrator who I really valued as a leader in terms of a professional job perspective, and I followed him to a new school. So I got a guy I really trust evaluating me. It's a better school in terms of like student demographic score wise. So I did good, got great scores. But then when my test scores came back, so in the morning, I taught mostly the little hood kids, regular 7th grade math, right? Three classes. In the afternoon, I taught the more polished kids who were 7th graders taking high school math, right? So with the morning increase, which is ridiculous, as Devin and KG would know, in that kind of school, like 98%. But my afternoon kids who were taking high school math, test scores was trash, even though they was better, because it's a 5-point scales. Most of them was already at a 4, which is like a A on a super hard test. But because they didn't all grow to A pluses to 5s, test scores came back ineffective. So then my rating became ineffective, even though I knew I was a much better teacher. Right? So with I could depend on, at least for financial security, I could depend on them for job security. And that wasn't something that was rocking with me. I wasn't cool with that because I was getting better, but because the kids' test scores didn't move, I was losing. And the kids was trying, but like, the kids don't have to come to school. They had a whole investigation about kids graduating who missed 150 days of school. This was only at one school, but they investigated the whole district. Kids don't come to school. For years, if they don't do work, you got to give them free points. Like, you're not allowed to give zeros no more. Do y'all do that, Devin? Are y'all allowed to give zeros? No?
Not well, at least for my grade levels, the lowest we can give is like a 55 or
You
something.
teach little kids, right? What grade you teach?
K through 2.
What?
Second. I'm cool with that, more or less. I'm talking about grown men, like 18.
I teach high school, and if a student misses an assignment, we aren't allowed to give them a 0. We give them an F, but that F, that we give them the letter grade of an F, but that grade, the numerical number to that is a 63.
And all they need is a 64 to pass.
Right. And the reason why we do that is because I was told that when a student gets a 0 on a assignment, the whole is unbearable to come out of, because numerically it's so hard. So then it makes the student not want to work even more, because then they know they know that they can't come back out of it, they can't recover it. So me, this is my first year at the school that I'm at, right? So this is like in the beginning of the school year. So I'm in the teams meeting. I'm like, am I hearing this correctly? And then one of the other teachers goes, someone goes, I don't really agree with this. We're not really teaching students accountability. And then another teacher goes, well, if someone's late for a job, they're just not going to get fired right away. I say, yeah, you might be right. They might not get fired right away. But if they're late 5, 6, 7 days, or if they have a deadline on something they have to do for work and they don't turn it in, like, they out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Like, I get that they're trying to protect the students, but at the end of the day, to me, it's like you're not teaching them to being responsible. because it's like you just want them to like, okay, shoot, go ahead. It's like it's students that I've literally never seen this whole school year, and they'll randomly come online and finish like 2 or 3 assignments and get like a C in a class. I'm like, yo, this dude or this girl never came to class. All they did was do some mediocre work. And since, and I get it. Like people don't want their grades to be super effective because then the school loses funding or whatever. Or what the DCPS like doesn't look as good. But to me, it's like, are we doing it for the kids? Or are we doing it for the numbers?
Well, let's not get stuck there, right? But
My bad.
Y'all get the message.
Yeah, that jump blown. That jump blows.
It was just a lot of things. What's up, Mr. C? Look at his profile picture. I see you, Mr. C, Mr. 1000. But the whole family. What's up, Miss Vicky? Good morning. But
what's up, Mom?
It's a lot of things. And already with the financial aspect of it, and then what was going on in the building, I couldn't stand for it. Like I would get in trouble because I would be doing this. Like this is how Game 7 started. It was like, yo, you didn't do no work and you got a 50, and now you're just doing one extra credit assignment to get to a 64 so you can pass. That's a failure. Right? And then you're gonna be a failure in life. And it's a severe disservice to them kids, especially the dudes who graduated last year and the young ladies who graduated last year. And they walked into this. I ain't cool with that, right? So I had to shift my belief cycle. So in the beginning, I believed in the system. I walked into a school having no idea schools are how they were. And I'm not bashing schools. Most of it ain't the people in the building. It's much more of a systematic thing. And the system ain't really messed up. It's just the proper things are not in place. And also on the other side, people don't want to learn how to use the system effectively. So it's a mass thing that I think primarily the students and the family is going to be the ones to actually change it, right? But I believe that job I could pursue. It wasn't a dream at that point, but my desire to help people. You feel me? Math was my what, but my why the whole time was to be able to help the young boys, help the young ladies, right? But when I got in there, it wasn't like that, right? I was like, oh, I really helped him, and I can get some bread again. I'm gonna help him some more. And I started seeing all this other stuff, and I wasn't getting the bread. I said, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing. I ain't gonna quit, but I'm gonna start my own school. All right, y'all know, well, Devin don't, but I don't know if I said it to you, but our long-term goal for the court is going to be Game 7 Academy, K through 16. Maybe not K, maybe like, because I want to eventually K through 16, right? Probably start off more like an 8 through 16, right? And be able to teach people the things I want to teach them. Because I was a great student, 4.0, master's, boarding school, all that, but I came into life, I ain't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. You feel me? I made it off of just me and people pushing me to be educated. But about life, I didn't know nothing. But before that, I was anticipating staying in that job, getting that check. I'll stick it out. I got my summers off. I got my afternoons off. I got a nice little schedule. I can do this. I can retire at 60 or whatever. I was anticipating all of that. But I saw real quick that it wasn't what it was cut out to be. When my numbers was getting better, I was getting better, but at the same time, my numbers was going down. So after that, I started to, what up, Kels? I started to anticipate different things. I started to anticipate that wasn't nobody else going to help me. Only y'all could help me. But I knew I wanted to be a teacher. But so many teachers get frustrated because they want to teach their own thing, but they're forced to teach what they're told to teach. I wasn't willing to do that. I was willing to do the things that the little girl, I told the story, I think, came to my room that one day, one of my math students, and said, Mr. Malcolm, you saved my life, and showed me the bottle of pills. She said, I took 2 of them. And then I heard you say, don't let your decisions dictate don't let your conditions dictate your decisions. Losing to lose. and I'm going to college. I'm not going to lose. Mr. Malcolm, you saved my life. From that day, it was over. I stopped caring about math. If they was off, I had to teach them. Then we got with KG. We started the game 7. Started reading. Started doing this. And just started teaching the people, not the students. I always tell people I don't teach math. I teach students. And I started teaching them with no anticipation that the school system was going to help me. All right. So after I started anticipating different things, I started to become intentional. One thing that I always remember a couple years ago when I did start to become intentional, G would say like, yo, Malc, you different now. I was like, yo, I ain't different. Like, I'm just believing something different. I'm anticipating something different, and I'm intentional about it. You know, but he's like, nah, I'm not like something, you Malc, but you different now. And he kept telling me that. He kept telling me that. He kept telling me that. I was like, all right, so it's probably because of what I believe in. All right. So after you're intentional about something and you continue to be intentional about it, you have a focus on it. I shifted my focus from math to the students. I shifted my focus from solely teaching to teaching and learning and teaching and learning. I filled my cup up. Boom, fill my cup up, right? But once it's full, I got to pour it out to somebody else so I can learn some more. You feel me? So fill it up, learn some more. Fill it up, learn some more. So I started to change what I believe in. I wasn't believing for nobody to come in and give me a reward for what I'm good at. Then I started taking advantage of different opportunities. So because I changed this belief system, I was learning. I was just learning and learning and learning and learning. Had no idea what I was going to do. No clue. It was just a little morning group, game 7, I'm a teacher. Had no clue. And then the dude at the gym saw KG, was like, yo, can you speak to our kids? Come speak to our kids. And then he hit me and Josh. He was like, yo, what should I say? I know y'all teaching this city. What should I say? What should I do? I said, don't say nothing yet. I got something I've been working on. Simply because I changed my belief cycle. I believed in something different. I started anticipating something different. I was intentional and focused. Then an opportunity came through somebody else. And we went in there, took advantage of it. First event, I still think it was our best event. I don't know if y'all agree. Maybe not people-wise, but it felt the most like what I see it as. I don't know how y'all feel, but I don't want to get distracted there. But that's how I ended up there. And in that one day, right, it was my name, but obviously we split it. In that one day, we got a check for more than like double what I regularly get in 2 checks at that time. And I was able to split it with my homies. Simply because I started believing in something different. And I was tripping about the bread. And this was all in a matter of like 4 months. I ran into that. I started believing in something different, right? So what you believe in is very, very important. Because belief encourages anticipation. When you're anticipating, that creates intention. When you're intentional, it helps you focus. When you focus, you start to see opportunities. And only when you see the opportunities do you take action on it. If you don't see it as an opportunity, you're not going to move. You know? But when you do, you get a passion to do more. You feel me? And that in turn fuels the belief. So after that first one and we got that feedback, I said, yo, we can do this. Like we just threw this together. I don't know how long it was, a couple of weeks. Our curriculum was 16 pages. Now our curriculum is over 200 pages. We went from teaching one day for 4 hours. Now we can teach a program for 12 months, if not longer. Probably 2 years. I believe we can go 2 years and you won't repeat a lesson. I believe we can go 2 years. And knowing how we do in that 2 years, we'll have another 2 years worth of stuff to teach. So you can continue to learn, continue to learn, continue to learn, right? So after I started to see that what I believed in was working, I started to change my thought process, right? I was thinking about the system, thinking about the job, thinking about the bonus, thinking about math. Then I started thinking about Malc, and I started thinking about the students, and I started thinking about the people. So when you start to think different and believe different, you make different choices, right? Your thoughts lead to your choices. What you believe leads to what you anticipate. So the choice comes from the thought. That comes from what you believe in. If you're anticipating something, you make certain kinds of choices. If you anticipating that your job gonna take care of you, you're gonna make a certain kind of choice. If you anticipating that your husband gonna take care of you, you're gonna make a certain kind of choice. If you anticipating that your girl's gonna take care of you, you're gonna make a certain kind of choice. But if you anticipating that nobody's gonna take care of you, you make different choices. If you anticipating that people are dependent on you and you're gonna break the cycle, you're gonna be that dude, you're gonna be that woman, you make different choices. You feel me? When you're anticipating greatness, you make different choices. You feel me? You know it about all the greats. I know I give them the blues for mentality, but I do respect them and appreciate them. I'm sure LeBron made different choices than everybody else. Kobe made different choices than everybody else. Jordan made different choices than everybody else. Serena made different choices than everybody else. And not just athletes. Denzel Washington probably made different choices than everybody else. They're all known for this ridiculous work ethic. You feel me? Because they believed something and anticipated something, so they thought away and they made different choices. And with those choices, you have a different behavior. When I started believing in things and thinking differently, I had a different behavior. And I didn't know what to do. A lot of people were like, yo, what do I do? I'd be like, yo, that depends on you. With me, I did not know. So I started studying successful people. And what I kept hearing them say is read. So I just started reading and reading some more and reading some more and reading some more. And what I kept hearing was every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Whatever they did it every day. There's no weekend. There's no work-life balance. Bezos always says work-life harmony. Like just make it work. But there's not going to be no balance, especially if you come from nothing. And don't think that most of these millionaires and billionaires, I don't know the numbers, but Patrick Bet-David always highlights it. The far majority of them are self-made. The few of them are heirlooms, like their father gave it to them. Very, very few. Most of them is self-made because they came from the dirt. So when you're thinking differently and you're making different choices, you have a different behavior. What you believe, you start to anticipate something different. And then you start to become intentional with your behavior. Hence the 90-day commitment. That's how I came up with that. I say, y'all got to do something every day, but I don't know what. But I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to look the best I can. I'm going to feel the best I can. And I'm going to be smart as a MF. I'm going to be smarter than everybody. And I'm going to find a way to turn that into income. But I didn't have a plan. I just knew I had to get better. And then because of those choices, I started having different experiences. We went up to HD and we saw the kids. I'll never forget at HD, KP was just recording. KP didn't say nothing. And we was leaving. And I ain't gonna say his name, but it was a young man outside who we worked with that day. He too, I don't know if you remember, because he was like, yo, y'all saved me, yo. See, I'm getting, like I told you I'm about to cry, y'all. Like I told you I had to go here today, but in one, I wasn't expecting to cry, but this how y'all know it's important to me. He said, y'all saved me. Because I started thinking differently. I was making different choices. And I know when I be on y'all every day, it's because I believe this. And it's obvious now, you feel me? But I believe this, yo. That young man was like, yo, y'all saved me. And KP didn't say a word that day. And in 12 years of school, he had never heard a message like that. He had never heard a message like that. And that's because I started believing in something different. And I know I keep highlighting money. It wasn't about money. I figured I needed money to continue to give messages like this to people. You feel me? Because I didn't get that. I didn't get that. I never got it. I got positive messages. I wasn't raised by bad people, but my only message was go to school. Go to school. And school was easy for me. School was easy for me. And look at number 5. Number 5 is emotion. You start to feel something different. And I don't think I gotta explain that part. You start to feel something different. So, and people that's watching, like, don't just listen to this. Don't just listen to this. I didn't even know you was watching. All right, but she knows. T seen me cry a lot, especially with the kids. But don't just listen to this. All right, including y'all on the call. So we need y'all to learn, just like we need to continue to learn. So number one is you got to be conscious. You got to pay attention on purpose. I stopped paying attention to the math. I started paying attention to the students, and I saw what they were lacking. I saw the pushback I was getting. So I just started learning, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And my kids kept telling me to be a motivational speaker, but I was like, still to this day, I don't want to be no speaker. You know, I just want to help people. But I just started learning. I just started learning. And I started paying attention to everything on purpose. Y'all know me, I love music. I don't even listen to music no more, yo. Every other Friday, I try to catch the new playlist, save it. And every time I'm in the car, I'm in the house, like in the bathroom, I got YouTube on, yo. Every motivational video, every E.T., Jim Rohn, Patrick Bet-David, John Maxwell compilation, I synced it. Or I heard it, I should say. Podcasts, all of these different things. And I kept it on my in the front of my brain. God, I can't stop crying. But it's good though, because y'all know it's important to me. I know I'm hard on y'all. Number two, get emotionally involved with the idea. It's got to be important to you. Like, people take days off because they don't love it. They don't care all the way. Like, I can't miss because people are dependent on me. It's just my role. I'm the pace setter. I do everything first. Not everything first, but like in terms of like movements and stuff, I'm the leader. I'm not the best. Like, G is better at me with like business setups and all that kind of stuff. So boom, he maximizes his gifts. KG is better with people and all that than me. Boom, he maximizes his gifts. Pizzle was good with the camera and the media, and he helps me, no shade, like he helps me be a nicer person. So he maximizes his gift. Devin is finding his way in the mix. I can't figure him out, but he clearly has a huge heart. Very intelligent. Kels got your first, I was going to say your first sale. You got your first dub this week. But you too, sir, have a gift. And I think you're refusing to use it. I think you still hold it back a little bit, but you got some gifted hands, bro. And we can talk about that offline. But it's got to be important to you. You got to find a reason. Like my son, I don't want to have to go through that struggle in the 20s that I did. With my students, I don't want them to go through, even the best ones, like the 4.0 students, they go through it the worst, I think. You feel me? Then they get to life and like, yo, all this, they scared to fail. Nothing is working. Like, they got all these bills. Like, I want them to know, like, school is cool, but learn for you. Don't just be educated in the system. Be educated as a person, right? So you got to find something that's important to you. And next is you have to go act. You have to go act. You have to go do it. And you have to keep doing it. You have to be intense with consistency over a long duration of time. Like, you can't just, like how in the beginning, you can't start and not finish. I don't care how old you are. I know some 12-year-olds that's dogs. I know some older people that's dogs. Some of them broke, some of them rich.
With a W, y'all.
Huh?
I said with a W. For those who don't, there's a dog with an O and a dog with an AWG. I learned that from my OG Malcolm. Continue.
Dog with a W, yes, not a DOG, a DAWG, yes, correct, right? But just somebody, you got to be absolutely relentless. And if you don't know what to do, just be relentless with learning. Just be relentless with learning. I'm going to keep driving it home. I don't feel like a hypocrite no more. Pick up a book and read. Take that, don't watch that show. Watch that documentary or watch that tutorial. Don't go broke for Christmas. Buy a course. Have Christmas on January 25th when you got some bread. You feel me? So go act on it, and you have to keep acting until the results change. So like learning is a process, but remember, as you learn, you get better. Since we started game 7, we made that bonus that I missed back. We made that back already. We ain't got it because we keep reinvesting it, but I'm telling you, and it ain't just gonna come back for me. It's gonna come back for my homies too. That's why I say I feel like a gangster. You feel me? Because it ain't just about me. It's about my homies. I help them. I help them, and they help me. You feel me? Like my thing, why I love our company, is for everything. Because we don't know everything, but learning goes for everything. And here's how you can do it. Whatever you want to do, use this playbook, put your offense. Alabama got ground and pound, but Chip Kelly was ground and pound too. It just looked a little bit different. So go act. And then remember, you don't learn until you get the feedback. Like if you got a C before and you change how you do it, but you still got a C, you learned one way not to do it, but you didn't learn the way to do it. So you didn't learn. Just don't do it that way again. First time it's a mistake, second time it's a choice. You continue to make the bad choices, that's how you fail. Right? So keep learning and growing, keep learning and growing, and keep learning and growing, and keep going until you get it right. Even if you're 50, if you take advantage of the life you still have left and take care of yourself, God willing, Allah willing, or whoever you believe in, you got another 40 years left. Even if it takes you 3 years, 4 years to figure it out, that's another 36 left. Get that bread, help people, take care of your grandkids, take care of your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, go see the world, invest, save, whatever you want to do, right? So keep doing it, keep making mistakes until you get it right. It's not a 1 week thing, it's not a 2 week thing, it's not a 30-day thing, and it damn sure ain't no 90-day thing. It ain't no 90-day thing, but 90 days to get you started. It'll get you started, it'll get you rolling. So I just wanted to share those things. But after all those things, and I believed in that, I noticed it was levels, and I needed to get to new levels to be able to communicate the message I wanted to communicate, to be able to help the people I want to help, and to be able to do the things I want to do with myself, my relationship, my family, and my friends, right? So the level 1 of revenue generation is you got a salary. It's the lowest level, and it's the most dangerous because all your eggs are in one basket. You trip over that little uneven spot in the sidewalk, you fall, everything gone. Coronavirus, boom. Job gone. Right? That's level 1. Level 2 is where I guess we are more or less, and where the viewers are trying to get. It's where you got a job plus investments. It's safer than level 1 because you get more money, but you're trading your labor for a salary and using that extra money to bring in more money, right? So this ain't gonna make you super wealthy, but it's better than level 1. And it's worth doing because your investments grow over time. So it's taking that money that you work for and using whatever's left or using what you create to make some more money with that. All right. And the third one, level 3. So here's where you own the point of sale, right? We own our programs. We own our tutoring programs. We own our mentoring programs. We own our clothing line. We own our workout programs. Everything we do, more or less, we own. The music we play, we own. The pictures we play, we own through KP's company, but clearly he on the team, right? So everything we do, we own. And these are usually the first generation millionaires and billionaires, the people that own the point of sale. They're the business owners, and they own the revenue coming in. They don't get a commission from somebody else who got the revenue. They get it. That's level 3. Job, investments, point of sale. All right. And then level 4, you feel me? Which is my first goal. It should be 5, but I'm cool with a 4. You got multiple instances of the same sales generator, right? So we get a system, we get part of a policy where there's a Game 7 curriculum in all 50 states and maybe a couple countries. You feel me? For now that speak English until we can diversify. All right, that's one thing I saw. I don't know if y'all saw ET doing. ET learning Spanish. He gonna kill him with the Spanish. You feel me? He learned Spanish. But you got multiple instances of the same cell generator. It's like grocery stores. Yo who owns Safeway. Yo who own in whatever grocery store, right? There's multiple instances of the same revenue generator. That's level 4. And then level 5, level 5 is when you stupid wealthy, right? Due to multiple instances of revenue generating machines that have multiple outlets, right? It's like owning movie theaters, grocery stores, restaurants, all of these different kind of things in your network. And I'm not talking about the person, because I know some people got feelings, but like Jeff Bezos, Amazon got everything. Tesla's not a car company, it's a tech company. Like Oracle, it's a system, right? So you're getting money like but from all different ways. So our vision is a 5. Like I already know, like we can blow the personal training up. That's easy. We can do the speaking. You know, we got to learn how to more effectively put together our messages as a unit, but that's bred that way. The clothing lines, G sending me something every day now. Like, I'm not, we can do this, and that. This person made $1 million in a week. He on it, right? So we're working on all of these different branches, right? And because of what I think and believe, I had to push off. Like some people who I look up to have told me, like, yo, pick one thing. Just pick one. Focus on one. And I tell you, I was like, nah, y'all don't get it. Like, this is a brand. Like it's at this point officially, it's 6 dogs. So we can do 6 things. If one person can do 1, we can do 6. You feel me? I don't know what the 6 gonna be, but we're gonna figure it out. Right? And also knowing like, yo, if one just goes crazy, we can drop the other 5. Build that one and then continue to evolve with the other 5. You feel me? Like if you got a PTPer, if Julio on your team, throw that man the ball, yeah? Throw him the ball. All right, so if we get one, we'll run with one. But ideally, we would like to have multiple streams coming in. Right? But the gears, number 1 was the worker. That was Malc working with a good heart for the kids, waiting on the bonus, hoping if somebody else can put money in my pocket. Even though I went to school for 18 years, it don't matter what I know. It depends on the kids. And I don't got no smoke with the kids. They cool, right? But I don't believe I should be evaluated by what they do when they're not held accountable. If they were held accountable, cool. Like, all right, they did everything they're supposed to do. It was really they didn't learn. That's my fault. But it's wild and crazy, right? Worker. Then after that is self-employed and rich, which is level 2. Come on, self-employed and rich. So when you work for your money, even though it's for you, you're still employed. But you work for you instead of working for your boss or your district or your region or whatever you do, right? When you're self-employed, you work for you. Like Game 7, my name on it, G name on it, KG, KP, Just, you feel me? Our names are on it. That's for us. And we can get rich to where you can have a lump sum of money, a good amount, like you got years in the bank of expenses, right? But if you stop working, you'll go broke. That's rich. All right? Self-employed and rich. And then level 3 is entrepreneurial and wealthy, to where you don't got to do nothing. Right? Your money just makes money. Whether it's through the market, the clothing line is buzzing, that's drop shipping. You got the interns running the website. All you got to do is talk on the phone, tell them what to do. Somebody else is running the social media. You got real estate, and that's making money. You don't got to do nothing. You got all the systems in place. And like Ray Dalio, he's known as like the Einstein of trading, says money is a machine. So you have your machine set up. And wealthy is when you don't got to worry about money. Rich is you got hella money, but if you stop working, you'll lose it. Like a lot of professional athletes. When they stop working, it'll be gone, boom. As opposed to wealthy, you could blow a couple mil, you can make a couple mil, you might make a bill or lose a bill and don't even know it until you see it on the news, right? Levels. So I wanted to highlight that I believe like the things we're teaching, and I've been talking to some people may not be learning because they don't think they can do it. They don't believe they can do it. So since they don't think they can do it, they don't make the proper choices. They watching the YouTubes, but then that's it. They ain't taking care of their body. They trying to get wealthy and not be healthy. Then they probably get wealthy and then can't enjoy the wealth because they're not healthy, right? And they don't believe it, so they don't anticipate actually getting it, right? So their behavior is different. Your behavior is different. You don't do what you're supposed to do according to you. You're not confident because you don't have a good relationship with yourself. You don't prove it to yourself enough. So you're not confident, so you don't do it. Because you don't think strong. You don't make the choices. You don't believe it, so you don't anticipate it. So you're not intentional. So your experience is different. And when your experience is different, you focus on different things. If this is your first time going to the Jay-Z concert, you're going to be amazed. You're not going to be able to see it. But if you and the guy in the back that's moving that big thing across the field that they got and all that crazy stuff, your experience is totally different. One person is reacting to, the other person is creating the reaction because they made different thoughts and choices, have different behavior up to that point. That doesn't mean you're a failure. You could be a billionaire entrepreneur going to it. That's your first time, right? It depends on your thoughts, your choices, your behaviors, and your experiences, right? So what you're intentional about, that's what you focus on. And then whether you did all those steps, you'll start to see opportunities or you won't. So the things we're teaching you, this is a huge opportunity that we invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into courses, into books, into knowledge, into lost investments to get to this point. You don't have to make that mistake. We couldn't find no programs. Everything you had to drop the bread for. We couldn't find nothing for free, including y'all in the car. Everybody, like, it's time to get to it. It's time to get to it. So nobody just watch. Nobody just listen. You have to learn. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a why, like I always said, and then hopefully one day too, one of our mentees that plays for UVA, I still got the message. He said, Coach, I get it now. Once he got that scholarship, I said, what? He said, your why should make you cry. I get it. I'm going to graduate. Nobody ever graduated. Your why should make you cry. So just like I cry, and y'all know me, that's me clearly, but it takes a lot for me to get there. That's because I believe it. So I'm willing to do all of the extra to get the results from this. Because I keep hearing, oh, it's so much, Malc. It's so hard, this and that. It is, yo. But you also know that English is the most difficult language to speak in the world, according to the experts. One step at a time. You ain't stop learning that. Or when a baby start walking, you ain't going to be like, oh, it's been 2 days. Don't try no more. A baby keep walking and falling until he walk. And then he run. You feel me? So as we're sharing this information amongst ourselves and amongst everybody else, go use it. It don't matter if you don't got no bread. Make yourself better. The more valuable you become, the bread will come. Because you'll start to see things differently. Like I wish Just was here. Like Just is perfect for that. Just will ride by the trash. His 1999 Mac that he still drive. Yo, Malc, that's a couch. I can get $20 for that. He gonna put it on his truck. He gonna drive it home on his truck, on his Max. He gonna drive it home on the highway. Him and Keith holding it. They gonna get that bread. It's kind of crazy, but that's why I love Just. Like he just sees opportunities, bro. He just sees opportunities. He's looking different. Like, he's always on the hunt. So I challenge everybody watching, everybody on the call, get on the hunt. And also one thing I forgot to skip, as I started learning about the market, I started checking my 401k, and it was losing. I said, yo, this ain't good, bro. And I don't got no control over this. So I started to explore my options, and I called the retirement liaisons, whatever. They're not the retirement people, but the company that the district uses to teach staff about retirement. Yo, I can't even get my retirement, bro, until I'm like 60 something, or I had like 30 years of service. So I'm gonna be like 55, bro, before I can even get it. 55? You drunk. You super drunk.
Yo, what?
Yo, you gotta, it's them requirements you gotta meet. Like, you gotta work a certain time, you gotta do this and that. You can't, like, otherwise you just leave. Like, you just leave. You can't take it out. And unless there's like a crisis like now, like in the corona, and you got evicted, or you live with your wife and y'all broke up, you need money for a down payment. Like, you have to apply for your own bread only in case of an emergency that they must agree is an emergency for your own life for you to get that bread.
Are you serious? So I know that's different from teachers,
And
but
you
the
can ask
401k, I didn't know that.
You can ask G, KG, G, all because I told him after the call, I said, we need to learn about this universal life insurance policy. The dude wasn't supposed to tell me, but he said, yo, I can see that you're a young man and you got a vision and you're not waiting for 55. So you should check out one of these. So they can back up this story. I can't get it, yeah. KG can't get it. And it's probably, well, KP's not under the union, but KP probably can't get it either. You have to earn it.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a valuable life learning lesson that is not taught in like financial literacy through any of the grade schools. So learning that fact alone is just a like pivotal. Like, I never knew that. So if I say anybody on the call or any of us that plan on going to business and trying to set up a retirement plan of some sorts, knowing that fact is like, bruh, I know now to check my other options instead of just agreeing to a 401k, because that's why.
And we can talk offline some more about it. We can talk offline. We gotta talk offline. But that's the thing, like, yo, one of our messages in the beginning was stop waiting and start creating. Like, what's to say, like, you're gonna make it to that point? And I'm not trying to preach death. Like, what if something happens, or just what if you get mentally drained and you can't, especially at least, or kind of like the third, because number one is the working parent. Number two is police. 2 and 3 is police and EMTs. Police and EMTs. Fourth is a teacher. So you're 1 in 4 as a teacher. You might not make it 30 years. I see people quit left and right literally every day. Every day. Especially the ones with the good hearts that want to come to the hood and help, and it blows them away. Blows them away. When you walk into class and F you, this and that, this and that, this and that, from 6th grade on up. I'm sure some 5th graders, but once you hit, especially high school level, you walking into the zoo. You might not make it 30 years. You might not. And I've already had 30. So my whole life, I got to wait that again? Drunk. Super drunk. Henny on aisle 3. Too much. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. You feel me? So I knew I had to create it for myself. So I'm going to just challenge everybody to make sure your why is big enough. And if you're struggling, if you feel like your why is not big enough, my first thing that would come to my mind is that your why is about you. Your why is about you. And reasons why are important. Like, y'all ever watch, well, I'm sure I know you have, like a Netflix series where the first episode, the first scene is like this massive war. You see this side standing over there, this side standing over there, they grilling each other, and it's like the slow motion run, and then it cuts to the beginning of the story, right? The first episode watching it is totally different than the fourth episode. I mean, the final episode, the finale, because now you know why. That same face you saw at the beginning of the series, oh, that's Kevin. Kevin's father tried to kill him, so Kevin don't like his father. Dang, that's Tiffany. That's Kevin's first wife who thought he cheated on him, but Kevin's dad that tried to kill him lied about him, right? And you start to see all of these different stories, right? Because now you understand why. Or those kind of movies where it's a disaster, it was a huge earthquake or a tsunami, and there's one family member that survived, their leg hanging off, but they looking through everything. You normally wouldn't do that. Why would you go to a massacre and just look through everything? They have a why. They have to find that person. right? You'll stop when you don't have a why. When it gets hard, you're going to stop. If you're tired, you're going to stop, right? But if it ain't about you, you can't stop. You're going to stop. You're not normally just going to run across the street. And I don't even want to say this, but you'll feel it. You don't look out, you don't walk across the street without looking both ways. But if we was walking across the street with Nas and Ava and they fell in the middle of the street, we running. Somebody getting hit. Somebody getting hit. Right? But that's because you have a why. So if you're not running, you're not learning, you got to find a reason. And if you don't have a reason, come find one. Come find one. Get on YouTube. Right? And y'all that's watching now, y'all family, y'all don't got to pay. You got to immerse yourself in information and inspiration. You get all the information you want, but you got to be inspired to go use it. And motivation is cool, but discipline is great. Motivation is like a shower. You got to do it every day. Put it in your head. Put it in your head. Put it in your head. Your diet is not just your body. It's your mind, too. It's your mind. I didn't think that was going to take no hour, but we got another one to actually talk about some money. All right? But I thought it was important to not just talk about the bread. If in my little small circle, I see people not giving it everything they got because they battling 30, 40, 50 years of prior knowledge that they got to shake. And you got to overcome that. But before we move on, anything y'all want to say? Because I know I rapped.
Nah, you did, but that was amazing, bro. Like, that was a sermon. And I think, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, but that's exactly why we decided to be a part of this and contribute and support and add to this vision, because we were friends before this, so we respected each other, but it's just going to the next level. Again, seeing you hit that switch, understanding what we're capable of, and putting it all together to change our lives, our families' lives, other people's lives. So thank you for that, because I don't think I signed on this morning expecting to see that, but that's just one more extra motivation to take this to the next level.
Appreciate it.
Or you know, I wasn't expecting that at all, but it's always humbling and just eye opening, like hearing things that we've gone through again. Because we're like basically going on year 2 of what we started so far, and we've come a long way, and it all just came from us having an idea and just keep going with it and learning as we go, and being okay with if while we're learning that it may not be the most perfect thing that we ever do, but we understand that the more reps we put in, the better we will get. So it's definitely dope. And for the people who are watching or will watch this eventually, just understand that, like, as corny as it sounds, like Rome wasn't built overnight. Like, whatever you're trying to do, it's going to take effort and it's going to take time. I say this all the time. Like, when people go, like, a lot of people, especially in our day and age, we have that instant gratification mindset. What? Oh, try. Yeah. Yeah, we have this instant gratification mindset where everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants to get it right now. But the beauty, of course you can do that, right? But if you go viral or you all of a sudden just hit it out the park, whatever your idea is, the problem behind that is you don't have a system in place. Right? You don't have a system. So that you see the people who become like Instagram famous or YouTube sensations that just all of a sudden had a funny video or interesting video. Now, then after that, after they don't have a plan or a system, now they're doing anything and everything, usually things that are degrading their character just to stay on, right? So when you have a process, when you have a plan, when you have a system, you don't have to worry about that, right? Because you understand that things are going to be working for you. And then you don't have to degrade yourself just to stay on, right? So that's something that I preach to my students because, you know, they're 15, 16 years old. So they're in that perfect, like, society matters to them so much. They want to be viral. They want to get all that attention. It's like, dude, like, coming from someone that once I got behind those lights, like, I didn't have a system, like, I didn't have a plan. So like I could function, right? Because I was functioning off of just pure talent and being able to be me. But I over the long run, I wasn't ready to really function because I didn't have a system and I couldn't figure it out. So for the people out here, if you're feeling discouraged, like, it's okay, right? Like, just take a step, one step every day, at least one step, because the more hours you put in, the more reps. One of my coaches and shared friend used to always say, Tom Rathman, former Super Bowl champ, he used to say a rep, and then also my special teams coaches, they always used to say this: a rep is a bar of gold. Cherish that bar of gold all the time. It doesn't matter. And he used to say this in practice. It doesn't matter if in practice you getting 30 bars of gold or 2 bars of gold. Whatever rep you do, it's a bar of gold. Cherish that and keep going and keep investing and keep piling those reps up, right? So just understand that whatever it is, you know, it's not going to be easy. You want to do something, but just put the effort into it and take the time, and realize that people aren't going to see your vision. People aren't going to believe in you like you believe in you. People may look down upon you because you have these high goals, so they feel like you think you're better than them or things like that. Because sometimes I see people and they're like, "Yo, you've changed," and I'm like, "Damn, I hope so, bro. I hope the last time I seen you, I'm not doing the same thing that I was on before." So just embrace that process, both process we talked about earlier, and understand that reps are a bar of gold.
I like it. I like it. Anybody else? Y'all good?
Yo, that bar of gold joint hit me. Like, I never heard that, but I ain't stopped thinking about it since you said it. Like, bruh, every rep is a bar of gold. Cherish that joint. Like, bruh, that's one of the most, like, that analogy, bro. I never heard that, KG. And thinking in the gym when you pressing, bro, and you giving it your all, bro, every one is a bar of gold because every single rep is literally making you stronger. So how is it not a bar of gold? It's like every single rep. Dang, bro, that hit hard, bro. Every rep is a bar of gold. Every single one.
Mm-hmm. Or for you, it's one Bitcoin.
Bro,
My man.
don't get me started, bro.
So one thing I will say, to kind of piggyback off what Malcolm said, and I know this from a personal experience of mine, is a lot of times you won't change or you won't be consistent to do everything until literally like you really want to do that. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to lose weight," or "I want to do this, I want to do that," but you don't really do it until you get your heart broke or until you fail so bad you like, "Yo, I can't take this no more. I need a change in life." So when you find that purpose, or when you're forced to find that purpose, that's when you'll really find yourself not caring about anything else, because the pain of whatever you decide to put your mind towards is a lot less pain than whatever you're running from or what you're dealing with. So, you know, the consistency is definitely key. And yeah, it's just a little spiel on that.
No, that's right. But our thing is, you don't have to wait until you get smacked in the mouth.
Well, yeah, you don't have to wait until you. That's what I'm saying. I thought I showed the side of the option B, but yes, the thing is, you should pursue life every single day like you're going through something. Like there's something on your back, like you're running from, not necessarily running from something, but you're chasing something, or you're running from something really. But the same passion and pursuit needs to be there, as if you were already going through something as well. So.
Oh man, I gotta say it now. I know y'all heard the story, different forms and factions of it. But the lion and the gazelle,
Mm-hmm.
every day
Mm-hmm.
they both have to run. They both have to run. The gazelle is running from the lion. The lion is chasing after the gazelle. But the gazelle stops when the lion isn't chasing. The gazelle stops when the lion isn't chasing. The lion don't stop. The lion stops when it gets the gazelle to recover, does it again. The gazelle doesn't have a plan. It just runs away. The lion has a plan, and all his man's got a plan. They hear the stampede, boom. Y'all over there, boom, get in the grass. They don't even know the gazelle's cooling. Rona coming, we ain't prepared. Boom, you feel me? Gotcha. All right, so people that take them days off, Saturday and Sunday, hypothetically, because they don't have to go to work. Work is not chasing them. They're not hunting nothing. All right? So don't be the gazelle. And they run fast. They're great runners. They run together, but they only run when they're chased. Dang, now the doctor said I got to start working out. Got to get to the gym. All right? Dang, now Rona said I got to have multiple streams of income. Got to learn. Dang, my girl pregnant. Got to step my game up. Dang, my girl left me. Got to step my game up. Then you get another girl, you fall off. And if you do that, she weak. You should never fall off when you get the girl. You feel me? You should step up.
Or the guy.
Yeah, sure.
Or the guy.
Sure.
Fair.
Or the guy. I apologize. Or the guy. When you get the person, right? When you get your lover, your partner, right? And then when you lose her or him and you fall off, that's probably why. That means you was leaving stuff on the table. You was doing things for them and not for yourself. You were being a gazelle, not a lion. All right? So thanks, Pizzle, for the segue. Don't be a gazelle, be a lion. All right, so let's do 45 minutes of money. I ain't prepared this week, fellas. I ain't had the time. Well, I did not commit the time to lining up the stocks and stuff. So we can kind of freestyle it. If one of y'all got something lined up, something you learned.
I got one for this past week. Let's look at GILD. This was one where I did a put based on some stuff I saw.
Hey, G.
Yeah.
Right before you keep going, can I say something before we get started into the thing? We had a conversation this week. I think it was Malc, KP, and I. And for the viewers watching, I know we usually primarily talk about options and things like that, right? But we don't. If that's not in your if trading options isn't in your portfolio yet, you still can learn about it, right? And still learn about charting, graphs, and everything, because it's still going to help you if you're trying to trade just normal day trades and regular stocks. So just to let you know, we're not against that, right? Obviously, when we do options, it's just a little less time consuming on us having to be in front of the computer or your phone. But just we just want to let you know, especially in my end, if options isn't in your portfolio right now, it's still okay to trade just normal stocks. Just for us, it's just going to take a little bit more effort because you have to be kind of a little bit on it every single day if you're going to day trade. But if if you can't handle the money of the option, just know that all this information that we learned and things like that will help you trading with normal stocks as well. My bad, G. I just wanted to throw that in there before you guys started.
Hold on. That's sorry, G. I'm gonna get you too. That is a good point. That is a good point. Because more or less they're the same thing. But just to put it in layman's terms, when you buy a stock, that's like buying one case of water and then selling it later. Buying an option is like you're buying and you're getting a contract.
Costco.
You're getting a contract to get 100 cases of water, right? Or hundreds and hundreds to buy the water store to sell it or buy it. Well, to do something with it later, right? So they're very similar, just a different way of buying the same company. Good point. Sorry, G.
No problem. And the other thing to keep in mind is we say this every week, but this is not necessarily a a podcast to teach you the ins and outs of the foundation of options or stocks or day trading. We will have those resources, at least for options, but we kind of want to give you guys insight into what we do every week. This is how we would have this conversation, regardless of if it was live or not. So there are gems that we drop throughout that conversation, and we're giving people the opportunity to come in and see what we talk about. So with that being said, Mal, maybe it might be easier for me to share my screen. Give me a sec.
Go ahead. I ain't sharing mine.
All right, share screen. I think you might have to allow it though.
Yeah, I don't see it. It ain't pop up yet.
I'm coming. I'm about to do it right now. There you go. All right, so this stock, I'll be honest, I didn't even do much research on the company. I think it's a biotech company, but basically, I picked this up. And Kendall, to your point, this was one where the contract wasn't that expensive, wasn't $1,000 contract. The stock price right now is sitting at about 58 something. But somehow throughout the week, I came across it just scanning stocks. And let me take some of this off. Basically, you'll see, just going back to July, it's been on a downtrend.
Hey, G, can you take the option chain off?
Yeah. Boom. I'll take this off too. All right, so you can see it's been on a downtrend at least since August. And as I was looking at it this past week, I caught it on the 14th. So you can see right around here. And what stuck out to me was, if you turn on the moving averages, right on the 14th, the 10-day moving average crossed the 20. And our learnings tell us that usually that's an indication either way that you're going to get a drop. So even though it had been going down for months, it was about to drop again, and dividends were on the 14th. So just like earnings play, which we say you probably shouldn't hold through, dividends are also volatile, and I've seen stocks go up or go down afterwards. But this one, I kind of watched the dividends throughout the early part of the day. I saw that cross, and I jumped in around, let me see, I'm gonna switch to my candlestick chart. So I jumped in around high 59s. I had like a lower 59. I think my break even was right around 59, and I held it for a couple days. And you can see it dropped. It got as low as 58.69 on, that's probably Wednesday the 16th. Should have been Wednesday. So I held that for about 2 days and was able to get out with a nice profit of I think it was $100, and that put may have been $200 or $250. So you're looking at, you know, almost a 50% profit, more or less, on a low cost option in 3 days, which is not really common because usually we're holding at least for a week or so. But this one was a quick hit, so it was a good win, and it was based off of a lot of the indicators that we are learning about and focusing on.
Right. Good. What else y'all got?
Oh, you know what? Let me just real quick, I'm gonna touch on Coca-Cola because that was one of my picks for last week. This was another low cost option, and I won't go too much into it, but basically last Sunday, what was last Sunday? So it would have been this weekend. So my assumption was that this was going to go up and test this 53.98, high. And you can see on the 14th, it was somewhere around the 53.20s, and it got up to, it got as high as 54.22. So again, it wasn't a big winner, but if you got enough contracts or if you got the right call option, you could have made some money. And now it's dropped down a little bit. It's not a huge spread, just $1 or so, maybe $2. But the suggestion last week was more so about the technicals, reading the charts and understanding what stocks should do. So in that respect, it was a good call last week.
Hey, you see that mini channel
Over here?
from? Nah, not well. It's kind of sloppy, but from that gap, more or less, from the gap after that first dip. So from the gap, go to that red candle. Yeah. So right there.
Gapped up.
Yeah. Now go to the next red candle to the right, the big one, right there. Boom. So like from there to the end, that's like a predefined window.
So from here to here.
Yeah. So go back to the line chart. And then zoom in after that gap up. So from 91 or whatever that is. Yeah. So now make some supports and resistances just in that from that gap up range.
I'm gonna say this is the support.
Mm-hmm.
And this is resistance.
Now put another one right at that next lower level of resistance. Like right where that joint dropped to after that last red dot you put. Yeah. Boom. Now that red is hard to see. But like if you clearly the stock trending up, it's Coke, so it's gonna go up. I mean, no, Coke, right? Yeah.
Coca-Cola, yeah.
If you can catch it at the bottom of that channel, you'll be there for the breakout. Or you can just play it up and down in that little channel and just keep catching it at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I've been highlighting it all week. Like they break out, they break out, they break out, they break out. So it's like it's buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Devin always say, it's in this case it's testing that support and resistance. So
yeah, but it's testing. It really is giving more validation to that support, but it's still testing. But like, say if it goes up, it's gonna go up strong because it's tested it so much. But if it goes down, it's going to go down because it's breaking from that. But it broke from it once and it came up past it and then tested it again and then supported it like for a while. I don't know. For days. So yeah, this is a pretty cool pivotal point. What is that? What's the ticker for that?
52-week high is 60.13. So you got $7 for it to run.
Yeah. So but then also too, like that's where, like that, I'm cool with watching the stock losing, like potentially $100. Like even if it falls, if you're paying attention, like just get out. Unless you wake up in a gap, like all right, you got. But I want to like catch a little bit of that loss to be around for the dub. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I got some of that. I think. Like are you saying you would rather be in or not rather be in it?
In the trade, I'd rather be in the trade.
So okay, all right.
But I'm saying
I like to buy at resistances or supports with an anticipation of movement because you gather more from the movement than if you sometimes wait for a price movement. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to buy at pivotal points. And if I lose, at least I know exactly at what point I went the wrong direction. And with smaller options, it allows you not to pay too much.
Like McDonald's. I highlighted McDonald's last week. I ain't have enough bread free to play it. You see what it did this week? Bro, I've been putting them in the chat. Like this, they happening quick. Like I just noticed, like you don't get it at the beginning. Like you let the channel dictate itself. You feel me? And then you catch that break. Like you do it too, just long term. You're like, yo, now I'm gonna get it now. I might lose it, but I'm gonna be here when it reaches the moon. You feel me?
Yeah, like Twitter, like I'm still waiting in that Twitter put.
Huh?
I'm still waiting in that Twitter put for it to if it gap down, just to hurry up and collect that.
I'm gone. I ain't messing with Twitter.
Nah, that joint is doing great, unfortunately.
But yes, that's what I had for last week. Anybody else got anything? If not, I can show you what I'm looking at for this week.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, my fault, KP.
Yeah, I got one real quick. Ain't nothing crazy. Let me share my screen with y'all real quick. Share screen. Bye. Let me know when y'all see me.
You on there?
All right, bet. So the one I was telling you about was Nielsen Holdings. One thing that I had recognized was that it was a 52-week high of, I think it was $22. And that was kind of around this point, I think it was from last year, or 22. And I really kind of took a gamble on, not really a gamble, it was an educated gamble on this particular stock. And the main reason was because of I saw that it was trending up very, very high. Let me take some of my indicators off. I know Malc always complains. So let me go ahead and take a look at this. One thing that I kept noticing last week was that, it kept gapping up. And then when it gapped up, it was like major, major gaps. So I was like, you know what? I counted the amount of tickers for it. I went ahead and got an option for, I think it was $17 option, January 15th with a break-even point of 1965. So it's been gapping up. So far I'm up like $60 in it, and I have a little while longer to go. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make sure I chart it to at least identify the resistance, and then maybe try to ride it out to that point, because it's kind of hard to see, like, all right, well, where's the support at this particular point if it's already in between. So now I'm about to kind of look in the previous year, within the previous year, to kind of determine where I can get out within this point. It may go up higher, who knows? But right now it's been kind of lucrative.
You don't think you should have did that first, Pizzle?
Well, yeah. So I mean, I had kind of took a look at it, and like I said, this was like an educated gamble, because I was like, yo, it keeps flaring up. It dropped down for some reasons. I think I had looked at some news reports, and they were saying like the online market was about to boom. There's a lot of good credit to it, and I just saw a quick option. I was like, it's $265, whatever. I paid for it, and it's been paying off for me. So to the new guys, don't really necessarily do that same tactic, but to you guys, I kind of made out with this one.
You're on mute.
Dang, I was talking. That's why I said let's chart it right now. Where you go?
What happened? Oh boy, because earlier he said his power just randomly cut off.
Yeah,
it might have did that.
Yeah, maybe it cut off. All right, well, I'll chart it because I saw some good things there. It was an NLSN.
I think so, Nielsen.
Yeah, NLSN.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all said. My bad. I pressed leave studio, so yeah.
You got nervous.
Yeah, they're gonna use the bathroom.
All right, so I said let's chart it right before you go because I saw some good things there. So, and just to review charting, make sure you zoom all the way out after you put it on the line chart. So first you can see that, all right, this joint got a lot of room to grow.
Like 40. Yeah.
It was that joint going slow. 41, yeah. So put your horizontal line all the way at the top. And that's 2 years, so that's a pretty good window, but now we go higher than that. Look at that. 55.
Bro, this thing been downtrending since Obama was elected, boy.
Yeah, what kind of company is this?
Some type of it does some type of electronics. I'm about to look it up to make sure.
Is it the Nielsen ratings? You know how TV shows get Nielsen ratings?
Definitely
I
got
think it,
potential to grow, but it's definitely in a downtrend.
Yeah, I mean, but something happened here. Something happened.
Yeah, it was pretty strong. But it's done that, looking at this right here, it's done that many occasions, but this one is strong, but the pattern is common.
And
Yeah,
G, this is Nielsen Holdings. They're the performance management company. They they give you understanding of what consumers watch.
I guess it's at a pivotal point right now at that resistance at looking
22,
right. No, if you
right
go
here,
to where the November is, look at November.
right here. Uh-huh.
The past November, not that one, but the one previous to that,
Right
previous
here.
November. Yeah. I'm thinking at the
Right.
bottom of that little mark is where price is right now. And so I think that's really a testament. Okay, so it went past that. It's probably going to come back to that line, 1948 type of line, and test it and then continue on, unless it's just that strong and it just goes straight to the next one, which is like something crazy strong is going on, like complete reversal.
It's been gapping up major though. Like every time it goes up, it's like a big not gap, but the increase. It's been really volatile.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Very strong, like reversal.
Yeah.
Who knows? The more I learn, the more I realize.
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Sometimes the market just do stuff, and you like, what?
I'm just gonna hop on. All right, a couple extra dollars.
But here's what I saw though. When you check the indicators, like first thing, the moving average,
Is
the cross. Like, look, if you would have trusted it, when it crossed right here, you in the mix.
Yep.
Right? As soon as it crossed. And don't get emotional because the first day was green, but then you got hit with a red 2 out of 3 days. But then the next day, big green. Then a gap up over the weekend. So in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, in a week, a Monday through Friday, you came from 1466 to 1659. And then you ride it out a little bit, gap up. Ride it out, gap up. So you can
Hold on, just call out how it filled that gap. You see it gapped up on Monday and it came down just to fill that gap because
right here. You talking about right here? I can't hear you if you're talking.
you went on mute, G.
oh my bad. So yeah, so you can see it gapped up on that Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it looks like it just dropped down just to fill that gap. And that's what happens with gaps. They get filled and then you continue with your momentum. So again, that next Monday, I guess, it gapped up. And then it came down just a little bit to fill the gap. And then it kept going.
Right.
So that's how you can play gaps.
True. And so this is why it's like important to study every day. You got to put all the concepts together. So we got the moving average and the gaps. But even with the gaps, look, it literally stays on this line. So you can be like, yo, it's red, but I know it ain't hit my EMA yet, so I got room. You feel me? Like we just beefing right now. We ain't broke up. You feel me? We ain't hit that point. We still good. But it's still riding this wave. And look, and when KP got in, I don't know where he got in, but it's still going up. And I can pretty much guarantee, let's see if we all agree first. The band had a squeeze around November. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
It had to have.
When it crossed.
Boom, right? See? And we ain't playing that. We just knew because we can look at the chart. So the squeeze told us that it was going to go up or down. Squeeze tells you something's going to happen. If I squeeze this water bottle hard enough, the bottom going to explode or the top going to explode. You just don't know which one, right?
Bands dance, man.
Bands make her dance, right? Right, the bands, and then after that you go to the MACD. November that started going up. It's been going up ever since. And then KDJ November, uh, slowly trending. But I wanted to check the moving average, the 200. Oh, yeah, it broke that. Dang, see how it all lines up?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, like right here. Even if you would have waited for even more security, once it crossed the 200, you in the mix. So, oh, this
1948.
this what happened. Earnings. After earnings, it flew up.
Ah, got you.
Yo, could you scroll out a little bit, just like expand to see more real quick? Yeah, keep going for me. Keep going. I want to see that last time that resistance line was tested.
This one or this one?
That one, the one that is currently on 1956. Oh, that's when we clicked that bottom of that boom. And did you see zoomed in? All right, so it's cool. It's very cool because we clicked it from a expanded view at the bottom in this W. And so zooming in, did you see how accurately we actually got? Go back, zoomed in. Now zoom back in.
Okay.
Keep going all the way until you see like the last 3 bars. Keep zooming in. Keep zooming in. All right, the last 4 bars. Do you see how accurate our line actually is? It tested it. So look at the 5th bar. Count from the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 5th bar came and tested it. Next day went above it, came down and closed at it. The next day had a doji with a line at the bottom of it. And then the next day, that's where the beginning of it was. So it's like literally tested that line 4 days in a row. And it's what we clicked from like months and months and months ago.
Right. And then look,
And now the indication is it's not coming back to that line. That doji confirmed.
Really an important line per se. I now realize that lines get tested and might go through, might come up. They test important prices, and that's an important price. I don't know what's gonna do.
Look there, a mini channel. You just gotta find it. Right. Look, you let it dictate itself. So like I was like, all right, I see this joint taking place. And I see these two, like you said, right on the line, back-to-back days. On this day, hypothetically, like I see this is 1577. I've been setting alerts for like 1585. Right? So I know that's the bottom of this mini channel. It's stuck here. Right? And I see the trend going up. I'm willing to risk a quick downfall on an uptrend, if that makes sense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have rolled it out and then boom, it breaks. So I would have got in ideally here because this is the time that it touched it. So one day I'm already in the green because I'm going in the money more or less. So I'm right on the green, I'm right at the money. 1, 2, 3, boom. And then 4 days, I wake up on this day, it gapped up. I got room to play. Next day, it gapped up again. You could keep riding it out. So I'm just saying, like, as you slowly chisel down the picture, you can find the mini channels and catch it on the gap up. And you won't lose in the mini channel if you be disciplined and only enter at the absolute bottom. Follow me?
Gotcha.
So that's
well, I agree with the most, but at the end you said you won't lose if you put it at the bottom of the channel. I mean, if it goes the other way, yeah, you would lose. But
but I'm saying, like, you gotta watch it. Like I'm
right.
You might get the gap. The gap, you gotta risk it. But if you watching it, you just get out. You feel me?
Yeah. Also, I just want to clarify. Oh, my bad.
None of this you're gonna not lose. Like none of this, like I've been saying, like you don't. None of us get it sometimes, but you gotta kind of predict it. So but you're right. You may lose, but if you have an escape plan, an exit plan, you'll lose what you plan to lose. Except for if you wake up in a gap, then you just gotta. It is what it is.
So, what is your escape plan?
What is my?
So, Mike,
you talking to me
on this one?
No, I'm talking in general. Do you base getting out of a trade in this situation? When would you get out?
So that depends on your plan. For me, like my personal thing has been I'm willing to lose, just from my history of trading that I've seen, 200 per share or 20%. And I let how I feel dictate that
200 per
20%.
contract.
Or sometimes like I'm losing $50, I'm out. Like it ain't that serious. So it's 20%, $200 or less. 200 per share.
Per contract.
Per contract. Yes, per contract. Yeah.
As far as me, I mean, I keep telling I'm up 22.64 in this, and I keep telling myself, yo, 20% and get out, 20, get out, 20, get out. But I'm kind of, I mean, the way it's moving right now, I want to at least stay in it maybe another day. I'll probably put an indicator on to see when that moving average, see if it crosses back over that 20.
What was your entry, bro?
Entry was, shoot.
You know what day it was?
265, 12.15 on December 15th.
12.15.
Or the $17 call, total cost $265.
Really, I'm asking, what price was it?
Price. What was the stock?
What price was it on? Shit. Does it tell you in the app?
If you go to account and then you go to
Position
history, it's under the account menu.
If you click on your call and you scroll to the bottom, it'll show you the day and the price that you
It says fill price 265, fill time 12 on December 15th.
I don't show you the stock price. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we see you got in right here.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a good
okay. That day. Gotcha.
That's a good point, KP, because G, you got another one, right?
Yeah, and I want to clarify one thing because we keep saying gap up, but some of these days weren't gaps. It just went up.
It was just volatile, super volatile.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's a difference between positive movement and a gap.
Yeah. Instead of jumping there, you walk.
It walked. Yeah, right.
Sure.
Yeah, I got two more good ones for this upcoming week if we want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do BSX real quick because I want to go to what Pizzle just said. So
all right.
I said too in the chat this week, I'm kind of questioning that 20% rule. I'm still using it as an indicator.
Okay.
But because I noticed like we doing all this charting and these Jones be right most of the time. Like if we win 2 out of 3 times, we'll be millionaires. You feel me? So we just got to be right most of the time, if not billionaires collectively, or one of us by ourselves, or 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us by ourselves, right? But in the BSX, John, I kept telling y'all, BSX, because I saw through time. Why my computer going so slow? But this is since 2019. It was going up and down, but clearly going up, riding this 200, right? The 200 is the green. And I saw it had an uptrend and it dropped. But what really caught my eye was the moving averages and the bands and the mini channel. I don't know why. I got to put the lines on. All right, boom. All right, looks totally different. So I saw the lines in the mini channel right here. I knew it was about to break up. And then I saw for Pizzle, she was about to dance all crazy. You feel me? The bands is stupid. Like the bands are super squeezed. I don't know if y'all can see the white, but went from all this to squeezing in. So I was like, yo, this junk going up. And it got great news. It's one of the top 5 stocks for 2021, first quarter 2021. It was on Benzinga, I think. So a very, very reliable source. So I'm like, yo, this joint is going up. It's going up. And I just talked to my uncle yesterday, who's been working in the hospital for decades. He says, yeah, Mal, we buy millions of the catheters at our hospital, right? So just kind of reassuring just through general conversation. So the other day, count was up. I put it in the chat, right? As you see, the candle was stupid. The account was up, right? Like, I don't know, 600, something like that. But now it's only at like 100. It dropped all the way back. But I look at the big picture. I was like, yo, my options for like January 15th. I got a shorter one for December 31st. Everything is saying is going up. There's going to be some reds as it goes up. So I didn't fall victim to security of the moment. I continue to believe in the bigger picture. So I was willing to lose a little bit. Because number one, I got room. I got in down here. I got room. But I know that at least it's going to go up to this 37 area. All right. And even then, I can ride it out some more. So I took a temporary sacrifice for a potential, not guaranteed, longer term gain. That's still a short term gain in the grand scheme of things. And then also, Kel, you want to say something about this? Kel's got his first dub off the BSS.
Yeah, my break-even price was $1.56 more than my entry price, which was my strike price, which was 34. So yeah, I made like 22% off of this as my first go round. While I was driving around in the car, I was like at work doing my thing. I just happened to look at my phone. I was like, oh snap, I'm up. And I was like, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it ride a little bit. So I went back to working a little bit. I was like, I'm losing my percentage. So I wasn't being greedy. I just didn't think that I should have gotten out when I did. So I ultimately got out up 22%. And I'm thinking about getting back in because the way this chart's still looking is promising. So yeah, I was mad hype.
Yeah, that was powerful. That was powerful right there, yo. Your first dub.
Right.
I was at work. I just looked at my phone, had some bread on my phone.
Looked at my phone, had some bread on my jaw.
That's dope. And you was excited because you proved it to yourself, right? Because you went to go act on it. You did some thinking, some believing, some learning, and you went to act. But then it's also too our different perspectives. Like you said, that's Kel's first dub. Took that bread. Let me get that. I ain't waiting for it. 20% hit it. I'm out. I could just get back in. You feel me? I ain't even really think about that. I just learned something too. Like, dang, I could have took it and got back in. But also that eliminates the return I already got. But that's another option too. So just because one person thinks something, you could think something. You could be on the same book and on a different page and still win.
Right. You know? Well, my break even was 36.56, and now it's at 35.45. So I think about getting back in the same number I was already at before to go back to where I was at, looking at the chart.
That's what I was about to say. If you take the time to chart it out and you understand where it should go and you watch the indicators, you can play that ebb and flow, right? Because it went up. It's going to come down a little bit, but it's still all indicators tell you that it's going back up. So you got your bread at the peak, it drops, you put less money in, you keep that profit, and you do it again. So now you just double
exactly what I was
that
same
on
profit.
But also, it's important to highlight too what Kyle just said. He could have kept it or could have not, but when he gets back in, he's lost that time value too.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So options.
And I had to go further out.
If you do get out and get in, each time like your time value restarts. So like he made break before he even hit his break even because of the time. You feel me? And if you don't know what that means, you gotta learn. All right, we only got 10 minutes, so G, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Let me give y'all a real good one, real quick. Hold on. I just found this morning.
What is it?
It's CI, it's Cigna.
I've been looking at that joint all week.
So then we probably saw a lot of the same things. Can y'all see my screen?
My fault. I gotta put it on.
All right, so this is pulled back just to show you it hasn't really had too many trends over the past couple of years. It's almost like sideways with some mini trends in between. But basically, real quick, if you look at it, almost consistently, there have been gaps, and at some point, those gaps have been filled. But if I zoom in, me come over. You can see that on November 11th, it hit probably not the 52-week high, but it got pretty high up there, 224. Dropped down a little bit, then got back to 220, and since then it's been dropping. But before it hit that 224, it was a big gap up. It was a $19 gap that happened around November 3rd, November 4th. So as it's coming down now, it's getting real close to where that gap up started. So then if you turn on your indicators, if we look at the moving averages, this is what really got me interested. The 10 just crossed the 20. So boom, we going down. It's headed for the 50. And let me turn on the 200 just so we can see it.
And the bands, yeah.
The 200 is down here. But yeah, then if you go from the moving averages to the Bollinger Bands, it's riding that band down. So I got a alert set for 194.50 because right now it's at 195. Oh no, it's at 198.16. But that $1 was after hours, so we'll see what it does on Monday. If it gets down to that 195, 194 range, again, you got that $19 gap that it has to fill with all the indicators pointing in the right direction. So it's one to watch, but if it moves in the right direction on Monday, Tuesday, I'm getting in. I'm getting a put. Find my break even somewhere in that gap and hope that it goes down to, what's that, 185 or lower.
And it's got another mini channel too. Like on top of 195, I would also put 203 as an entry. Like I gotta show you, like zoom in on that end.
Right here.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Zoom in some more. See, I don't know how I got it started. I got a mini channel on this job.
So I think I see what you're saying. If it does reverse and it goes above like 201 and you get a couple of green days just to confirm it, it might be going back up to 219.
No, but I agree. I think it's going down. But like if it stays here for a while, before it breaks out, I would catch it at the top of this mini channel. So like say tomorrow and Wednesday, give you like 2 days of assurance. If it stays between 195 and 203, I'm gonna try to catch it at 203.
Yeah, that makes sense. And catch it, get a put.
Yeah, exactly. Remember I was telling y'all like, yo, I have these alerts, but I keep waking up and missing them because they gapping. That's what made me start looking at the mini channel. It's like, yo, when I know I'm waiting for that point, like the 194, I'm gonna try to catch it at the top of that channel, so I can already be in when it gap. So I'm not chasing for the gap, but I'm prepared for the gap with a quick loss or a small gain. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. And if you get it at a higher stock price, then your break even is higher, which is good. You know what I mean?
You got more room to make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this one close all day tomorrow, Tuesday. And if it looks good, I might get in earlier than the 194. But all signs point to this filling that gap.
Especially if it crossed that 50.
That's what I'm looking for.
You say your alert was 194.58?
That's what my alert is, 194.50.
Nah.
And I mean, that might be a little off. I could probably move it because I set it. I wasn't this zoomed in. So if I put it down to the candlestick, it's 190. Oh no, okay. Yeah, 194.50 was just giving me some extra space to see if it was confirmed or not.
Where I got mine at 195.42. Right?
Yeah.
I set mine at 194.60.
Yeah, I think at that point you good. Like if it hit there, it's going down.
And you said this is Cigna?
Yeah.
Cigna Health?
Yeah.
So didn't do any fundamental no news. This was just straight technical, everything lined up. And I like gaps, so.
You know what I see?
Quick question. I wonder if Signal Help actually goes up around open enrollment time. Is there a time to tell?
But everybody's open enrollment is different, no?
I think so.
I think it's all around
usually around the same time
every year.
Yeah, it is because open enrollment start. I mean, the policies change on January 3rd. Sure.
Yeah. I'm just interested to see if it gapped up around that, or not gapped up, but increased.
I mean, not really.
Hey, and for anybody watching, if you got questions, drop a comment because we only got a couple more minutes left.
I was just curious, just to see, because I had tried to sign up for my Sigma and I had just missed it, and I was like, dang, I wonder if they get a large amount of money at the beginning of the year because of open enrollment.
All right, well, just wait a week before you sign up.
Huh?
I said, just wait a week before you sign up so I can get this put. And then...
Hey, and G, also, I noticed too. All right, if Mama says she right.
Yeah, she worked for Kaiser. She knows what she's talking about.
All right, cool. So beginning of the year. But that point I was saying is the breaking point of the M.
Okay, let me go back.
Like here, let me share real quick before you do the last one.
I'm done. I could be done there.
All right, cool. I'll just show this and then we get out of here. But just one little trading look for is an M for a put and a W for a call. Right, so you can see like here what I'm tracing and M. Right, and when it goes down, once it
switch to the line chart. It's easier to see. Yeah.
All right, so it don't look as pretty.
Okay. But you got a little one there at the end.
Huh? Yeah, so I'll put it back so you can see it, but I'm looking at this right here. Boom. It's an M, and like this is the middle point of the M. So once it broke that, that's where it's going down. That just happens to be that 203 point I was talking about.
Okay.
So if this channel right here, I'm gonna try to catch at the top of the M so I can eat off this and the gap. Or while we're waiting for this point, I could be making money already. You feel me? And be prepared for the rundown, most likely.
So switch to the line chart for me because that was the last thing I actually had on my list as an indicator. Look at that. So it's a slanted M at the end, but an M nonetheless. And you can see that's where it started, that big dip. Just the last, if you go, right there.
Right.
So that was my last confirmation. So I had the moving average, I had the Bollinger Band, I had the gap, and I had this M at the end where it broke out. So that was the fourth of the four indicators that told me this is a good play.
All right, fellas. Any last second questions, comments, concerns?
Good week, different week than usual, but again, that first hour was powerful. So thank you for that, and see y'all next week.
It was good.
Peace out.
Appreciate it. It's always love.